In about 6 weeks, voters will head to the polls and cast their ballots for critical posts ranging from President of the United States to the local Board of Education.
And tomorrow, organizations including MarylandCAN, a League of Women Voters, and the NAACP are sponsoring a school board candidate forum in Largo.
Curtis Valentine will be moderating the event, and he joins us in studio now. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start off. Who's sponsoring this event, what groups, and why are you all holding the forum?
Well, NAACP is the organization that's leading this effort to improve voter education around this upcoming election. It's an organization that's been around for generations that has really promoted voter registration and voter education, and this is one of those events. As you mentioned, MarylandCAN, the League of Women Voters, the NAACP, as well as local chapters of sororities in the county have come together to put on this forum.
And who are the candidates that you're expecting to attend, and what kind of format do you have?
Well, we have 5 open seats this session, so we have 10 candidates who are vying for these 5 seats. All 10 of them will be there from Districts 1, Districts 4, 5, 7, and 8 who will attend. We have a format where we'll have each of them give an opening statement. They'll have questions from me as I'm moderating a closing statement. But we also have opportunities for people who attend to ask questions of the candidates towards the end of the session as well. So it's important that people do attend and that they are very active when they do attend. My organization is one that fights to empower parents to be their own advocates. And attending a school board forum like this is one way for them to reach that goal.
And we just want to note that the actual candidates that they'll be voting for in November, it's done a little bit differently than the typical type of election where they have the top 2 runoff from the primary.
Well, yeah, so in April there was a primary where the top 2, so it's a nonpartisan election. So in November they'll be voting for the 2 candidates who got the top two votes. I think it's important that all Prince Georgians come out for this, not just parents who are voting for someone who will have who will choose the next superintendent of our county, who will be in charge of a $1.6 billion budget, but also for those who don't have children in the school system, because that $1.6 billion is 2/3 of the overall county budget. And as well as the fact that we believe that schools change everything from crime rates to housing prices to the long-term job security in our county. So this is something that all county residents should come out to, and when they do come, be very, very active participants.
Because everyone's a stakeholder.
Everyone's a stakeholder, exactly.
So as a moderator, what issues do you plan to address, and what kind of questions will you be asking?
Well, it's important that we present questions that are in line with the job description, and that we also are able to empower parents and people who come, educate them about what the duties are of a school board member. So looking at their views on leadership, their views on how we can improve our school system with specific policies, but also how they reach out to constituents and how they're active and very involved elected officials and are engaging with the community are ways that we believe we can really get down to who's the best candidate for leading our school system moving forward.
We've got about 30 seconds, but very briefly, can residents participate? Can they submit questions?
Yes, so when they attend, we will have opportunities for them to submit questions on a card, and then we will tabulate those questions and at the end find common themes in those questions and present them to our candidate. I think you all mentioned earlier that this election, people will be voting for the top of the ticket, which is the president, but in often elections, people don't get down to the school board election when they do vote. So it's important that when you go to the polls that you vote for both the top of the ticket, but also those elected officials who will be even more involved in the day-to-day role of our education system and our lives here in Prince George's County.
You're not done until you get to the bottom of it.
All the way through.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And once again, the School Board Candidates Forum will take place Tuesday, September 25th at 6 p.m. That's at the Prince George's Community College Rennie Forum in Largo.